Hello guys, we are backtesting GBP USD. As you know, I've made some videos as of now, and this is the fourth backtest and also the fourth week. This week I've backtested, this week I've backtested, so I literally know what happened here, here, and here. So we are in sync with the markets right now. What it's doing, literally it's going down right now. Last week was a huge bearish week, so our weekly bias is bearish. It's also kind of reacting from this weekly supply. This is a valid supply because this broke structure to the downside here. You can see a valid supply or demand zone is a zone which breaks structure or changes character. Here it broke structure, so we can consider this as a valid supply zone as of now. Literally the market came up, reacted off of this supply, and then gave a move. Until and unless the supply zone is reacted from or respected, we don't consider a move from there. But in this case, we can clearly see the weekly supply zone is getting respected. And also last week when I was backtesting this candle was not there. So what I anticipated was to come back and rebalance the price on the weekly. As we can clearly see, the price came back, rebalanced the price, rebalanced this gap here in the markets exactly to the T. So that was our analysis. And there's also a demand zone here which I have marked just for instance, because the market can easily come here and then react, because the overall higher time frame weekly trend is bullish. So if we go with the trend weekly, then obviously it's bullish. But in our strategy, if it's going down for now, we have to adapt to the market conditions, and at least for now let's look for sells. So the weekly bias is bearish due to that. Now we go to the daily time frame. Open the daily chart. In the daily time frame, I've marked this break of structure to the upside. Daily is also still bullish. The higher time frames is still bullish, like the majority are still going up, but for a quick instant, like for a day or 2 days, as we are intraday traders, we can look for sells due to this huge selling pressure here. It doesn't make sense, right? Literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday went down. It doesn't make sense for the next day to directly shoot off like that, and it doesn't make sense, but it can happen because it's the market. Anything can happen in the market. We have accepted the fact that anything can happen in the market. Every moment in the market is unique, and the participants are also different. So yeah, we will adapt to the market. As of now, selling was making more sense to me, so I was looking for sells. And if I draw the 4-hourly chart, then we can clearly see the previous week high is this one. The previous week low was this one. This was the previous week low, but it was taken, so I marked this as a break of structure because of huge selling pressure. Sorry, this was the previous week low, but this became a break of structure. How? I will show you. And in the H1, so top-down analysis is like solving a puzzle. We go from the higher time frames, solving the puzzle, what it can do or what's the potential of the trade, something like that. And on the hourly time frame, we can see there's a beautiful supply zone here on this hourly. You can argue this is the supply on the from the 4 hourly. From the 4 hourly, I'm syncing the supply zones. From the 4 hourly, it was showing that this was a good supply zone, and before that it was here, so I marked this zone. If this didn't get respected, I would mark this, but for now we only draw two supply zones, so it is what it is. There was one supply zone here because it caused this break of structure, and there is also a supply zone here created on Friday. The previous days, the beauty of this strategy is the previous day's price action will create the trade for you. All you have to do is patiently wait. As you can see, a very good example here. Friday made a beautiful supply zone, breaking structure to the downside. This was the hourly supply zone, but I refined it to the M15. And now what I will do is, all the analysis is done. We are looking for sells on GBP USD, right? We are looking for sells on GBP USD. So when we are looking for sells on GBP USD, we will look for buys on DXY, as you know as of now. And GBP USD, my analysis was looking for sells, but to fuel that, to make sure that I am on the right path, I go to the DXY and look at the DXY. Huge bullish week, literally going up and up and up. doesn't make sense to directly go down because there is a weekly fair value gap here. This weekly fair value gap can get filled here easily, as we can see right there. The weekly fair value gap can get filled, and if I show you the daily, there was a daily fair value gap which got filled. This was the daily fair value gap like this, but it got filled due to these fair value gaps here. As we know, the fair value gaps get attracted from our previous backtesting data, and we can anticipate at least this fair value gap to get filled before continuing with the overall higher time frame trend. So that was what I was looking. So this literally looking at DXY has even made my belief even stronger. There was a H1 fair value gap here, so I was looking for a reaction off of this zone to buy. Obviously, if I buy DXY, then I will look for sells in GU, and let me show you now what happened. I was looking for sell. This was Monday, and not an ideal day to trade, it seems, but I'm backtesting, so I'm trying every single day. Whichever day give me the opportunity, I am looking for trades on that days. And there was also news on 2 p.m. Indian Standard Time. It was a PMI news, Producers Manufacturing Index, and we waited for the Asian range. The Asian range was perfect. If we want to sell from this supply, this Asian range was perfect. And now we go to the 15. The Asian typical Asian high liquidity sweep point of interest mitigation setup right here. But if the market went up there, then it would make even more sense because the previous daily high, more liquidity sweep. This was on Monday, and Monday is very tricky to trade because anything can happen. It is more unique. So this move was also happened on 12:30. So this is not exactly what we look for. 12:30 is not the time we want to trade. It is 1:30, but in this scenario it made sense because 2 p.m. there was news. At 2 p.m. somewhere around here there was GBP PMI news, so it made sense to take the trade there. If you wanted to take the trade, if you were desperate to take the trade, it made sense to take there. But you could have not taken the trade this day, but I have backtested it. I have backtested it for reference purposes. But this trade was 12:30, played out to the T. If I play out price, it played out to the T. New York session, there was also a news on New York session 1945, so and when the London session is literally trending and has given the move, we don't trade New York. We only trade one session, one day. If London doesn't give the move, we trade New York, and if it does, then we don't trade New York. That's it. So this was the trade. Beautiful trade. Asian entry model. Everything played out, but it was Monday, so it was tricky, and it was a 12:30 p.m. trade. So I am doing this backtesting to decide whether I want to start trading 12:30 or 1:30. So this trade goes to 12:30, and let's see what happens.